You've probably heard about using rice water for your hair, right? It's been this ancient beauty secret in Asia for centuries. But here's the thing. What if I told you that most of us are doing it completely wrong? Today, we're going to unlock the real method that turns a simple rinse into a powerful, living treatment for your hair. Let's get into it.
So, here's our game plan. First up, we're going to expose the #1 mistake pretty much everyone makes. Then, we'll dive into the amazing science behind why this works so well. After that, I'll give you the exact 48-hour recipe and a super simple 2-week routine to try, and we'll finish up with the incredible results you can expect to see.
All right, let's just cut right to the chase. There's a massive difference between just using rice water and using it the right way.
I mean, it sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? How can the leftover water from rinsing rice possibly do anything major for your hair? Well, it absolutely can, but only if you avoid the one big mistake that makes it basically useless for most people.
And boom, here it is. This is the entire secret on one slide. On the left, you've got the common method, just soaking rice for a couple of hours. That just gives you starchy water. Not much going on there. But the real secret is on the right, fermenting it for a full 48 hours. That process turns it into a powerful, live probiotic liquid that unlocks a whole universe of nutrients for your hair and scalp. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so let's geek out for a minute and get into the science of how this actually works. Because the magic isn't really in the rice water itself. It's in what it becomes.
So, what even is fermentation in this case? Well, the coolest part is you don't add a thing. The tiny microbes that are already on the rice and just floating around in the air, they get to work. They start munching on the starches and sugars in the water, and in return, they create all these amazing byproducts. We're talking vitamins, healthy acids, and powerful antioxidants.
So this is the point I really want you to remember. We're not just putting plain old rice water on our hair. We're putting living rice water on it. This probiotic solution works with your scalp's natural ecosystem, its microbiome, instead of stripping it away like a lot of harsh shampoos do.
Now, one of the rockstar byproducts of this whole process is something called Pitera. If that name rings a bell, it's because it's the hero ingredient in some seriously high-end skincare products. And for your hair? Oh, it's the ultimate cure for dullness. It brings back that bright, healthy, vibrant shine. Another major player here is lactic acid. Now, don't let the word acid scare you off. Your hair and your scalp are actually naturally a little bit acidic, and modern products can throw that off balance. Lactic acid helps restore that perfect pH, and the result? Less frizz, way less dullness, and this incredibly smooth finish.
And honestly, the list just keeps going. This fermentation process also creates this amazing cocktail of other nutrients. You get B vitamins for strength, amino acids, which are literally the building blocks of your hair, key minerals for your scalp, and even friendly yeasts that help balance everything out to fight stuff like dandruff and itchiness.
Okay, so you get it. The science is solid. But now you're probably wondering, how do I actually make this stuff? Don't worry, let's walk through the exact recipe step by step.
I promise it's way easier than it sounds.
First, you're going to rinse 2 cups of rice with 4 cups of water, just to get it clean, then drain that water away. Next, add 2 fresh cups of water and just let it soak for 2 hours. Then, you strain that milky-looking water into a glass jar. Now this is important. Cover it lightly with something like a cheesecloth so it can breathe. And then, you just let it sit on your counter for 48 hours. Seriously, that's it.
So what's happening in that jar for those 2 days? Well, around the 24-hour mark, the good bacteria hit their peak and they start pumping out that amazing lactic acid. But the real magic happens in that second 24-hour period. That's when the yeast population explodes, maximizing the Pitera and all those other goodies. That's why 48 hours is the absolute sweet spot. So, once your 48 hours are up, your work is done. All you have to do is screw a lid on that jar and stick it in the fridge. The cold temperature basically hits the pause button on the fermentation and keeps your liquid gold perfectly preserved and ready to use.
All right, you've made your fermented rice water. It's chilling in the fridge. Now let's talk about how to actually use it. Here's a really simple 2-week routine to get the best possible results.
The routine itself is super simple. After you wash your hair, you're going to completely saturate your hair and scalp with the rice water. Then, you just let it sit and work its magic for 20 minutes.
You'll want to do this treatment twice a week. That seems to be the perfect frequency to get all the benefits without overdoing it.
So if you do the math, that adds up to a grand total of just 4 applications over a 2-week challenge. That's all it takes to really start seeing and feeling a difference.
And really, the source material says it best. This routine is a fantastic way to help repair existing damage and put all those good microbes back where they belong, creating a super healthy environment for your hair to just thrive. Oh, and here's a little bonus for you. Don't just save this stuff for your hair. You can actually dab some on your face with a cotton swab, leave it for 20 minutes, and then rinse it off. You'll get all those same amazing skin brightening benefits from the Pitera.
So, after 2 weeks of sticking with this routine, what can you actually expect? Let's wrap things up by talking about the results and your own personal challenge.
So what's the big payoff? Well, you can look forward to hair that just feels stronger, more resilient, less prone to breaking. You should absolutely see a big boost in shine and brightness and way less frizz and dullness. But maybe the best part is you're building a healthier, more balanced scalp, which means things like itchiness and dandruff can start to become a thing of the past.
So, there you have it. The only real question left is, are you ready to give this a try? All it takes is a little bit of rice, some water, and just 2 days of patience to unlock this incredible ancient secret for your own hair. So go for it. Try the challenge and see what happens.